it's not going to be easy and you are going to be challenged. But when you look tomorrow at what has changed, you're going to be surprised and happy. It's not going to be a change that's really going to have affected you in a negative way. That soreness on your muscles and that kind of thing is more of an indication of the work that you have done and how much more you did than you did yesterday. So yeah, the advice is just really, it's not going to be easy, but you have the strength in you and you can do it. So do it. And if I can do it, so can you. Trust me. There's a lot I still can't do, but I'm still going for it.
What's up, everybody? I'm Chris Davis, here with my wife, Megan Davis, and we are your hosts for the My Blank Fitness Journey podcast. During this podcast, we will reveal the secrets that we have used to help our community become more healthy, fit, and confident, and also hear from some amazing people in our community as they fill in the blank and tell us about their fitness journey. Listen in and be ready to be inspired by our guests who, just like you, are superheroes as we dive into their origin story. Hello, everybody, and welcome to My Blank Fitness Journey podcast, where we talk to our amazing members and hear about their stories. And today we've got another special person on with us, Felicity. We're going to bring her on in a few minutes. We're really excited to have her. She's been a really cool person in our lives for the past year and a half.
Yeah, a little over a year.
So before that, we're trying out a different setup. Megan and I are hanging out in the same room. Felicity is on her own. We're sitting on the couch in the office and hanging out. So it looks like we're like just lounging, and we kind of are, but it's okay. Right, Megan, how are you?
Good. This is my new office that we were in last week, but I took the couch from the kids' room in here in the gym, and I think this is a much better fit for it than letting the kids have it.
Yeah, we decided we think we need some sort of plant that lives between us here in the middle of the couch. If you're just listening to this audio, it makes no sense, but we're sitting on the same couch. So there's that. Megan, I'm going to ask you, how's your fitness this week?
This week I'm having a lot of fun. We're doing yearly, we like to do the Wadapalooza online qualifier. Just as a way to just have fun, just like the open kind of testing to see where you're at. The workouts are always really fun, and it's good to do it with other people. So Alyssa and I have been getting to do that together. So we've done all three of them. And I think that even if my movements haven't gotten better, I've noticed that I'm a little mentally stronger this year going into the workout. So I might rank the same as I did last year, but I think I feel really good knowing that I'm a little mentally stronger in the workout. So that's been good.
Absolutely. It seems like you crushed it.
I have had fun. I don't know that I'd call it crushing it, but.
So I have to tell a story. One of the workouts is burpees and clean and jerks, burpees over the bar and clean and jerks. And Megan's talking about the cadence that she has doing her burpees. And she said that she's just having fun doing the burpees and got lost and wasn't counting. I was like, having fun and doing burpees don't belong in the same sentence unless it's like, I don't know, having fun eating a pizza and then doing burpees. I don't know. That's worse. You're right.
That got worse.
No, they just don't belong together. So good for her for just letting us, the rest of us, know that there are crazy people out there who like burpees.
Chris has been really good. He does the workouts first and lets us know how they feel. So
yeah, so I'm the one that suffers in front of them and says, hey, it wasn't that bad, as I'm dry heaving and crawling off the floor. But it's been fun for me too. So the workouts are enjoyable. So yeah, awesome. Well, tell us about something amazing that we can add to our nutrition.
Oh, okay. So this is, I think, the fourth week that we've been talking about how to maximize your results from your workouts. And today we're going to just briefly touch on the big topic of dehydration and alcohol. We'll spend another day talking about what to drink and how much and those kind of things, because those are fun things to talk about too. But today our focus is on how it affects your, ability to gain muscle from your workout or, get better from your workout. So the main points are that as dehydration increases, your physical and mental performance is affected and is decreasing. So examples are that your heart rate increases, your body temperature increases, and your rate of perceived exertion, or how hard the workout feels, increases. So if you've ever gone into a workout a little bit dehydrated, you know that it feels so much harder. And it's because of those things, like your heart's beating faster and harder. You get hot a lot faster. You're not sweating as much and cooling down. It really does affect you. And alcohol goes right into that because it contributes to dehydration a lot of times, but it also decreases muscle protein synthesis. So your ability to, build muscle after your workout. So how do we use this information? What we like to do is we get people to aim for half their body weight in ounces of water. And then when you're drinking alcoholic drinks, to try to aim for having a water in between. And that's going to help minimize that dehydration that happens from the alcohol. And then if your goal is to gain muscle mass, like if you're on a focused time of trying to gain muscle mass, then we generally try to get you to limit alcohol in general because it does work against you. But we understand that if you're going to go out and have some drinks with some of your gym buddies and things like that, we try to get you to wait at least 4 hours after your workout. So that way, that natural muscle breakdown that's happened from your workout is a little bit less and you're a little bit more evened out. And then we try to get people to add some protein with their alcohol and water when they're doing that. And what that's going to do is just kind of minimize that effect there and give your body some of those resources back that it needs in order to recover at least a little bit. So so drinking plenty of water, and then if your goal is to gain muscle, minimizing the amount of alcohol or having it with protein and water is going to help maximize your results from your workout. So,
yeah, last week we talked about, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Last week we talked about you can drink a chocolate milk after your workout.
Oh yeah, protein and carbs after, yeah.
If you do a chocolate milk, you probably won't want to follow it with a beer. So that's a good way to just go ahead and curb that desire. Is drink the thing you're exposed to. It will help you not drink the thing that you're trying to avoid. So
or yeah, if you have your protein shake after your workout, then you can wait a little bit before you have, a drink or something. You're going to feel a lot better and you're not going to undo what you just did as easily. So yeah, it goes together.
Absolutely. Well, Megan, you've been working with Felicity, so I'm going to give you the honors of introducing her. So tell us a little bit about Felicity and then we'll bring her on.
Oh, Felicity. So Felicity is an amazing person. She jumped right into the gym and came in and, has been working with us for, like we said, a little over a year now. Seen so much progress, made so many people in the gym so much happier because she connects with people in her classes and encourages and inspires us all. So it's been really great having her a part of our membership. And then, I get to work with her, so I get to see her all the time. And I love getting to do that. When she first started, she was, we started with some very basic, feeling kind of overwhelmed by changing what she was eating. And now she has each week she works on these really good habits where, she and her son Noah have really transformed what they're doing on a weekly basis and how they're, taking care of themselves, enjoying time together and what they're eating. So we love seeing her journey and getting to be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, Felicity, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thanks for having me. It's quite a privilege to just be able to spend time with you guys and, just also show my appreciation because it really has been a pretty cool journey, I think, the last year, just over a year. To work with you guys and, join a community of people that I'm super happy to be around with most days. Actually, most days.
It's true though.
Some days it's my fault. I get a little grumpy, but
that's part of it.
Yeah.
That's part of life. Felicity, tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of your fitness journey leading up to Triforce. And let's start there.
Okay. Well, I am a single mom. I've one son named Noah. He's just started joining the adult classes recently. And we moved to the US from South Africa 2015, I think, 2014. I can't remember. It's 8 years or so now. And just the two of us. So we moved all the way to Oregon where the job was that I'd been offered. And then just a little over a year ago, decided that I needed to be closer to family and people around me that cared about me and that I could just be myself with. And so we did the trek all the way across the country and landed here in I think mid-June of 21. And so I was actually very, very skinny as a child, always running around with the boys that just, I was a tomboy, so I was always climbing trees and all of that kind of stuff. And I think when, as I started to become an adult, I kind of lost that passion for being outside. And there's a bunch of reasons for that. I don't necessarily want to get into it all today, but, I ended up kind of losing a lot of my identity from my teenage years into adulthood, and it was just a difficult time for me. And I sort of I had no identity, nothing I loved, nowhere I felt I fitted in, and that kind of thing. And so I just became complacent and kind of didn't do much. And at the same time, just hating my body, hating how I looked and all of that. And it just kind of becomes this big circle of things. I didn't want to do anything, but I didn't like what I saw. But if I tried something, it wasn't happening quick enough. But I didn't like what I saw. And so I was getting depressed, and the circle and the cycle just kept on going. And so eventually, I was just, kind of like sitting on a couch, vegging the entire time. If I wasn't at work, I was just kind of sitting, didn't want to do anything. And so I didn't have a fitness journey up until about a year ago, I think. If I can be honest, if you want, I can continue to tell you just that transition to getting to the gym and all of that.
Sure.
Because I think it all just leads on to one another. I don't want to
Yeah, we're here to hear your story. Tell us.
I know, I love it.
And so, as I was sitting in this beautiful house that I just bought, feeling so happy about just having achieved this, I just realized there felt like this big hole in me. And I just, I had to start questioning where was my identity. And every now and then I kept on saying, I really want to find a personal trainer, have somebody just show me what I need to do, and then I'll feel better about it and that kind of thing. So, you go into Google on your phone and you start looking for things but then, you shut it down and start watching a show or, going and eating something or whatever. And so, but then eventually, every time I would go into Facebook, I would see an ad for Triforce. And I was just oh, okay, whatever. And I would always scroll past and everything. But a few weeks after that, I was sitting quietly in my office, supposed to be working. I couldn't focus. And, I just had this question in my head, how honest are you being with yourself, Felicity? Are you really working that hard on your fitness? You keep on telling people and yourself that you are, but are you being honest with yourself? And how honest are you being about your eating and your habits? Really, are they okay? And I was just I can't be honest with myself and say that the answer is yes, I'm not doing what I think I should be doing. And so I went online and again, started a Google search and came across Triforce, and I just filled in one of those forms on the site, because to me, I was nobody ever responds to those things. So but I felt then I've done what the goal was for me to do that. So I just did it, not actually thinking that I would get any response. And I think I got a response pretty quickly, actually, and started having a conversation, I think with you, Chris, just about what can I help you with? And I was well, what do you mean? You're a gym. Tell me what you can help me with, But I was pretty scared. And I think at the time, I realized that if I wanted to make any changes, I needed to be honest, not just with myself, but with whoever was going to be there to help me. And so I think I was pretty honest in that, I don't have any, I don't belong in the gyms. I think one of the first things I said, when you see me, you'll see why I don't fit in there. And that's why I don't even know what I'm doing right now. But I took again, it's a lot of guts for me to even just walk into that initial appointment being this is the person that I don't like looking at. Now you're going to have to look at me too. And I know that that's like not necessarily what going through your mind at the time, but I think that that's part of my journey, right? Is the things that I was thinking about myself, the things that were preventing me from feeling like I was going to be able to achieve anything. But yeah, so that's how I got started with Triforce. And it's been, for me, it's been like life-changing.
I'm really glad to hear that. I know for a lot of people, it's really hard to make that initial step. Like the number of people that put in their information into that box, and like I text and I'm like, hey, you know, how can I help you? A lot of people, like, you feel like I've done my duty. I've shown interest in a gym, but it takes a lot of steps and a lot of courage and like a lot of overcoming self-doubt and fear and all the things that you were talking about. That's really hard, and it's really amazing you're able to do that. I guess why do you feel like you were ready or able to like actually walk through the door?
I don't think I was ready, but I think that one of the things that I think I do well is act like I'm confident or act like things are okay. And so sometimes I can do that for myself. And honestly, when I know there's a physical person behind that thing, if I've said to someone I'm going to be there, I have to be there, right? It's hard for me to say no. It's hard for me to cancel, and that kind of thing. So I think part of it was I just spoke to a physical person that said I should come and meet them. We've set up this appointment. I better go. So that, I think that's the first step. And then from there, it was just really figuring out. I think there was a lot of stuff within me where I knew that I needed to do something in order for things to change for me. And it wasn't just like my physical body, but I think also just like emotionally and mentally, I needed to start to do something. And then the last thing is I was starting to see Noah, my son, acting more and more like me, this like hermit inside, not wanting to move, just sitting and doing something, putting on weight, eating whatever. And I didn't want him to end up like me, not being able to have the confidence to walk out of your house, let alone into a gym, or, you know, like I have anxiety about a bunch of things. And so I didn't want him to be that. So I would say like also, so he was my initial why for a big part of it was like just giving him a good example of what it's like to be looking after yourself. And then also for me just to start to work on myself and make myself a priority.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. And a lot of people make the excuses for like not starting something because they use their kids as like almost a shield. Like, like now's not a good time for me to start a walking program because then I can't go to my kids' piano practice or whatever the thing is. It's like, I guarantee that your kid would rather you invest in yourself spend some time working on it. So that way it's going to make your time with them better. It's going to make your time with them longer. And it's going to help you, like you said, project those healthy habits onto Noah moving forward. So that way maybe he doesn't have to deal with some of the difficult things that you dealt with that, kind of are, you're overcoming right now. So I think it's amazing that you had that foresight to say, hey, like, this is how I invest in Noah is investing in myself. I think that's amazing.
And I think too, it's been really cool to see, like, I remember the first kids class he came to, and, he was very nervous and very unsure, about it. But then it was like, because he saw you keep coming back, like he was one to keep coming back, even after the days that didn't go maybe the way he wanted them to, And it's like, and like you said, he's just done his first week of adult classes. Like, not only is he grown from the kids classes, now he knows he belongs, like he can do what, he can do in the adults classes now, which is just really, really amazing to see him starting to feel that confidence and just self-assurance, which is so helpful during your teenage years,
I think so.
Yeah. So it's already like evident that you've done a really good thing, you know, in that realm with him, you know.
A funny story actually, on Monday after gym, like he was still full of energy and I was exhausted. And you know, initially after kids classes, I would be like, "Are you okay? You look so miserable. You're so unhappy." And he'd be like, "Mom, I just worked out. Like sometimes I just need time." And when I on Monday, I was like, and he was like, Mom. He kept on asking me about this. And then eventually I was like, "I've just had gym. I need time. You know how you were before? Like, just give me a moment." I thought that was pretty funny. It was just like full circle.
Full circle, like, now, what I'm talking about. Like, just push myself a little my comfort zone here, okay?
Yeah, exactly. So
that's great.
mm-hmm.
So, I think it's really cool too and I think that is one of the things that connects with people so well, like your story, is that, like just your honesty about, like you said, the thoughts that have been a part of your journey, the barriers that have been a part of your journey. And I really like, hearing them. So like you said, like when we see you, like we think, of course she's here, like she's going to be part of our gym and we're super happy. We didn't know like some of the things that you were fighting and like those kind of lies. Like, how would you say like your thoughts, towards those things are now? Like, have they changed any, or like kind of where are you at with that?
I think it's a big process. I think I've learned a lot about myself in the last year. And some of those things I'm still going to work on and I will continue to work on. I think the first thing that I realized was that I was stronger than I thought. And I was stronger than I gave myself credit for. And I think that was a good first step. And then the second thing that I realized was I actually don't mind my body. I don't love how it looks. I've still got work to do, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. But what I do respect is the fact that at this point, I'm happy with what my body is doing, because it's doing so much more than it did a month ago and 6 months ago and a year ago. And so it's been really encouraging at this point to be able to list out the small wins, because I think when I did get demotivated a few months ago, a lot of it was about the numbers, right? The numbers started to look good within the first few months. My weight was going down and things were changing, and then suddenly my weight just spiked up again, and I was like, what is going on? I'm still working so hard. And I kind of gave up a bit. But as soon as I refocused on what are the things that I want to be able to do and start to achieve those little things again, I could remotivate myself. And it was actually one of the podcasts that actually got me to that point of setting a small goal. I think it was Kelly who said it, like she just sets herself a small goal. And to me, that was like, yeah, like that's something that I can do. And immediately went on the Wednesday to my session with Alyssa and said, I want to set a goal. I can do all of the fun stuff during class, but I think for our sessions, I want to try and work on just like one thing that I want to be able to do by the end of when we reach the goal. So there's days when I look in the mirror and I'm like, I don't like what I'm seeing, but I think that I've had exposure to just what I've been able to achieve, but then not only that, like just like the encouragement from the community, being able to like go into the gym and a bunch of people greeting you. I feel like I'm not an imposter. Like I think I said this to you, Chris, one day. It was like, I kind of now finally feel like this is like I belong. I can walk into the gym and nobody's going to be like, what's she doing in here? And that's, I think, it's a strength that I've had to develop, but also it's a testament to the people that I get to see every day when I go into the gym. So those things help a lot. And so it's not as hard as it was before to find the positive things and find that love for myself. And when I don't feel like I can find it, I know that I can come to people and they will be able to help me find it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think too, you were talking about like initially you were getting all these ads for Triforce and like you were ignoring them or whatever. And now you're like one of our main advertisements is like one of my favorite pictures is of you. I think it was after Fit Fest.
I was either Fit Fest or the Open.
I think remember. It was Fit Fest.
Fit Fest, yes.
And like you had just like conquered this awesome thing. Noah's giving you a big hug. Like it's just super cool. And so I do think that I don't know, like I think that you're just a perfect testament of how just spending some time working on yourself and like you said, like being willing to say, okay, like what am I going to do about this? What are my goals? And then coming in and developing that self-care and self-love. And then then you can turn around and be an encouragement, not just to Noah, but to other people, because we want everybody to feel welcome. You said the community like always encourages you. We want everybody from the community to feel like they can come in here and not feel like they're judged by whatever the thing is that they feel self-conscious about. So I don't know. I think it's amazing that you get to be that tool, that you get to be the person that tells people, no, like this can be for you. So that's cool. Anyways, sorry.
I think it's so too.
I do too. I think it's really cool. I think one of my favorite memories is definitely that at Fit Fest when you were doing finishing up that workout, like, I think it was the first time you had done one of the movements in that workout and you completed all of them. And so I don't think that there was like a dry eye around you. Like everybody was just so proud and so happy that everybody was like crying. I look at that picture and I still get like misty eyed. So I think it's like definitely one of my favorite memories. And the fact that Noah was there too was just really cool. So I don't know. Do you have another favorite memory?
That's for sure. Like one of my favorite memories, I think, just simply because of the just achieving that thing again that I didn't think was possible. I can't think of another favorite memory because like each time that I reach a goal or each time that I do something that I wasn't able to do before, like that becomes a new favorite memory. But I think like recently the memory is just of me being able to take a picture a year after I started and be able to see side by side the change, because again, when you're looking in the mirror and you see yourself daily, you don't get to see much change. And I put on the same shirt that morning that I was wearing, I think in my first picture with my the times from the foundations, and I took a picture in the same spot, and Jen helped me to put them side by side, and I just burst into tears. Like when I saw the difference, I was completely shocked because I didn't think it was that drastic. So there was a lot of fun, and I've like, if you haven't been fortunate enough to see me at the gym, I haven't shown you, like I've like literally pull out my phone with everybody and I'm like, look, can you see? Look what happened. Look. So it's pretty fun.
We'll have to insert that picture into this video.
Yeah. I like it because you and I talked about like your clothes definitely fit different. Like, and you said it was the same ones you could see, but like you said, like you were standing taller, like your smile was bigger. Like there was so many, like it represented, like you said, so a lot of your journey, like you had been actively like progressing over the last year, and it showed, which was so cool.
Yeah. And the progression, I think that the going to gym every day is a big part of that. But I've also been working on my nutrition and making sure that I'm building habits around that. And then outside of the gym, like I've been seeking help to build my emotional strength a lot more as well. And so it's all just kind of piecing together. I can't just stop at just going to gym. Like I really needed to put in that effort to eat properly, and I needed to put in an effort to start to think about myself differently as well.
I like that. So we haven't asked you yet, what's your word for filling in the blank, my blank fitness journey? Do you have a word?
Yeah, I don't think we've ever made it. We've got like 7 minutes left. I don't think we've ever made it this far into the podcast.
Because I'm a real talker. I just talk.
No, your journey's like your story's just super like it pulls you in. So like I'm just listening and then loving it.
Well, next time I'll just host it too, like
Yeah.
So to fill in the blank, like I struggled a bit because I feel like it changes all the time. But I think that the best way for me to describe it was my honest fitness journey. And the reason is just because I needed to be honest about things like I'm strong, I'm accepted, I belong, I can do this, I am enough. All of those things were like honest things that I needed to be able to tell myself throughout this journey so far. And maybe it'll change sometime, but right now I think being honest with myself was kind of what got me on this journey to begin with.
I love that. That's fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the fact that you're willing to come on here and share doing your first podcast and it being like, not like tell us funny stories about South Africa. It's like, tell us your like deep emotional and like physical challenges. Like that's being honest for sure. So congratulations. I think you're doing an amazing job with it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for other people that maybe are scared or nervous to get started, or for whatever reason they're kind of putting off spending that time, like you said, it's not easy. You're spending time, money, energy, lots of resources. You're having to be uncomfortable in the workouts with talking to people. You're putting in a lot of effort for this thing. So what would you say to somebody that's like, the effort's probably not worth it?
I think what I would say is to just try and pull on the strength that you already have inside of you, right? Like it's not going to be easy and you are going to be challenged, but when you look tomorrow at what has changed, you're going to be surprised and happy. It's not going to be a change that's really going to have affected you in a negative way. That soreness on your muscles and that kind of thing is more of an indication of the work that you have done and how much more you did than you did yesterday. So yeah, the advice is just really, it's not going to be easy, but you have the strength in you and you can do it. So do it. And if I can do it, so can you. Trust me. There's a lot I still can't do, but I'm still going for it.
Yeah, I love it.
That's fantastic. Megan, what questions do you have?
I was going to ask her because I wanted to know, what was one of your recent things that you set as a goal that you accomplished? Like you said, there was like little things you wanted to work on in your training sessions. Like, what's something you've been working on?
Burpees. No, well, not burpees. Bodybuilders. So that was the movements at the Fit Fest that I was unable to do, but I did it, and it was very sore and very uncomfortable. And so I thought, that's like, we talked about it being a foundational movement, and so we worked a lot on the core and all of that. And I'm doing bodybuilders to the floor now. And although I could do it at Fit Fest, it was very difficult and it wasn't nice. And I actually enjoy doing bodybuilders just simply because I can do them now, and they're still hard, but my body doesn't feel as uncomfortable and that kind of thing. So I'm doing that now, and I'm able to participate in that a lot better during classes and stuff. So that's fun. My next goal is to be able to do a push-up to the floor.
Yeah, like you said, it's a progression, right? It's like one thing, then let's add to it, and then add to it.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And then you combine that bodybuilder with the push-up, and you got a burpee, right? And then you're... Yeah,
I mean, I did do burpees for the open workouts and stuff. I'm pretty sure they were terrible, and they weren't like what do you call them? Like, I wouldn't have gotten any points for any of those burpees, but...
Take it.
You got them done.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. We don't have long, Felicity, but I want to hear your superpower. What's your real life superpower? Something that you're amazing at that you use every day?
That I use every day. I can't say that I use it every day, but I do have a superpower of being able to tell the same jokes to everybody I meet. especially when I've had a couple of toots. A couple of toots means a couple of drinks.
Okay.
And but yeah, I've got like these. I have like 2 jokes in my repository that I can use, and I tell them to anybody.
Can you tell us one real quick before we go?
Okay, I can try to be quick. So 2 cows, and this is also like an old joke, so it's even better. So 2 cows are standing in a field, and there's facial expressions too. And the one cow says to the other cow, "Aren't you scared about that mad cow disease?" And the other cow goes, "Nope, I'm a helicopter."
What?
Okay.
I'm a helicopter?
We're probably going to have to cut that one. I'm a helicopter because it's a mad cow. The mad cow thinks he's a helicopter.
I got it. Okay.
Oh dear.
We're
This is why it's called a drunk joke.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We needed to all have 2 toots at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm using that one for sure. Awesome. Well, thank you for listening for the joke. Number 1, that's amazing. And thank you for being on. It was a pleasure having you.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome. I love you guys.
Love you too, Felicity. See you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of My Blank Fitness Journey podcast. If this story inspired you, make sure that you like and subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform you're using. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can check us out at triforcecrossfit.com. Just send us a message and we'd love to help you. See you guys soon on the next episode.